Okay. In my paper, I discussed the need for Verizon to continue to diversify their products and to develop their technology. Verizon, the telecommunication service industry is a very competitive space, and Verizon is competing with the likes of T-Mobile and AT&T, and there is always a need for them to continue to develop and continue to offer the highest quality service. When it comes to cell phone service, that is 5G, and that has been one of the largest fronts that Verizon has invested in, and I would like to talk about it a little bit, the history of it, what's going on, and what's going to happen in the future. First of all, the history of 5G. So first proposed in 2014 in a paper by Prasad. The current technology at the time was 4G and 4G LTE, but in order to handle the amount of data, the data usage was exploding, the amount of smartphone users were exploding. They knew that there was going to be a need for something vastly more advanced than 4G, capable of handling the future needs of data for the average user. 5G was created to handle this this explosion in use of cloud services, use of internet, as cell phone service went from changing from telephone service to data service. And as you see over here, the average smartphone user is expected to consume 33 gig of data per month by 2025. That's a huge amount of growth. They needed to create a network that could handle and adapt to that. The solution that was arrived at was the small cell service modules. 5G, as opposed to older technologies that used larger towers with larger range, 5G is going to use smaller towers in certain areas, like in big cities, even on every block or every corner, that have shorter wavelengths, higher bandwidth, higher speeds. However, the trade-off would be a lower range. So in big cities, that necessitates a lot of towers and big infrastructure investment to revamp that. Good news is that 5G allows for higher bandwidth. If you've ever been at a stadium or a sporting event and you notice that your cell phone service was slowing down, that's because the bandwidth is like how many lanes you have on a highway. If you don't have a lot of lanes and you have a lot of cars, you're going to have traffic. 5G aims to address that, allow for a lot of traffic, and allow for a lot of speed. Verizon and T-Mobile were the first to announce plans. Obviously, Verizon being a high quality producer, they needed to be at the forefront and develop that as soon as possible. Verizon and 5G launched their first service in October 2018, titled Verizon 5G Home. They wanted to be able to test out their product on a smaller scale, and the 5G broadband internet service was a great way before they brought it to the cell phone market. While bringing to the cell phone market, they worked closely with Android cell phone producers to fulfill hardware and software requirements. Many people know that the chips had to be upgraded, but besides that, there was also the need for the hardware, the hard drives, to be able to read and write all that data. When you're downloading 40 gig in a minute, the limitation is not only in the internet speed, but it's actually in the speed that the phone can capture that data and write it to its hard drive. So they had to work with the Samsung and Apple and other phone producers to be able to create cell phones that would be able to handle that technology. The first 5G data transmission was completed in 2018, paving the way to a new cell phone network of the future. So Verizon, along with the physical infrastructure and the building, They also wanted to work with developers to create a ecosystem that would adapt and work with the new technology. This allowed developers to see the specifications and create new and improved, update their operating systems, upgrade their language to integrate to this new technology. Additionally, Verizon launched the 5G First Responder Lab in November 2018. This was an innovation incubator. They wanted to bring in small businesses and startups and other free thinkers to develop and refine 5G solutions for public safety. Verizon didn't want this to just be a product that would go to the consumer, but they also wanted to create a public safety platform, a product that could be used by fire, police, rescue, etc. Instead of using the old radio technologies, they could have reliable and dependable service that they can communicate in using 5G, and they wanted to develop other products and services within that framework. Along with the innovation and development, there were some complications and issues that Verizon had to deal with. First of all, 5G, as we explained before, 5G sacrifices range for speed and capacity. So the higher bandwidth allows for higher download speeds and allows for higher traffic. However, it reduces range. And because of that, there needed to be, it was a very large effort to overhaul, especially in the big cities. Many towers had to be installed. That meant high installation costs, high infrastructure costs, and a large amount of resources to revamp this entire cell phone network. Additionally, the development projects, a lot of them came under fire from health advocates saying that there was 5G radiation exposure. These were claims have been debunked by the academic community, but there are still communities and towns that have resisted and don't want to have 5G installed in their area. And finally, even though Verizon's 5G network is operational and has grown to cover most of major US cities, the speed is still an issue. The infrastructure is not up to full capacity, and estimates say that it could take up to 2025 for Verizon's 5G speeds to be fully realized. Last but not least, today, Verizon offers two levels of coverage service, the ultra wideband and their nationwide. Ultra wideband is their premier service. That's what you could get in most major cities across America, and is billed as their top of the line service. The 5G nationwide uses towers that have better range, gives better coverage for rural areas, but it does not have the speeds that can be achieved on the ultra wide network. Additionally, Verizon offers their first service, the 5G home internet, and as well as that, they offer the 5G Edge, a mobile business platform for designing low latency cloud services. So the Edge platform allows partners, business partners, and customers to implement the 5G network into their designs. Say your refrigerator, your Internet of Things, your appliances and products. Edge allows them to use that, and it gives Verizon a way to diversify their product offerings and leverage their technology towards other customers to allow Verizon to grow for the future.